So when you think about the genre of rock, you probably think about long hair and guitar solos and woodstock and maybe some pants that were a little bit too tight, but undeniably, one of the biggest parts of rock and roll is the iconic Marshall amplifier, the stack of amps and speakers behind all the great musicians. From Jimi Hendrix to Eric Clapton and Slash and Van Halen, and basically the list goes on and on forever. Now Marshall's iconic for their aesthetic as well as their sound, and the new Marshall Middleton brings that aesthetic and the legacy to a loud and durable, yet portable and beautiful Bluetooth speaker. Now before we get further into this video, I've actually been using the Marshall Middleton for the past 2 weeks, so I want to thank Marshall for sending over their review unit early and for sponsoring this video. So starting off with the physical design of this, the aesthetics are undeniably one of the biggest reasons you would be buying this. Unlike a lot of other Bluetooth speakers, which are pill-shaped, just plain looking tubes, this looks like an iconic part of rock and roll. And so that's going to be one of the reasons that I would like to use this speaker, but there's a lot more to it than just that. Now at launch, we do have this iconic black and brass color, which obviously looks a lot like the classic speakers and amplifiers, but in the next couple months, we should be getting a cream color as well, so keep an eye out for that one. And I have to say, when I first picked up this speaker, it's way more of a unit than I originally expected. It's definitely heavier, and you can really tell it's a solid, well-built speaker. So on the inside, we have two 20-watt amps for woofers and two 10-watt amps for tweeters. So I'll talk more about the multi-directional sound later on when we talk about the sound quality of this. We also have pretty solid battery life on this speaker as well. But flipping over to the back of the speaker, you'll see we have USB Type-C for charging, and we have a 3.5mm jack if you don't want to use Bluetooth and instead want to plug something into this. And the USB-C on the back is not only for charging the speaker, but also for charging your phone when you want to use your speaker as a power bank. But of course, this is USB Type-C, so make sure you have the right cable for that. Looking at the top, this is one of the coolest parts of the speaker. Not only do we have the normal controls for like play, pause, and things like that, which are uniquely integrated into kind of a joystick design in the middle. You can press up or down, and so you can actually press the brass button on the top to either turn on the speaker, turn off the speaker. You can short press it to play or pause. You can rock it up or down to turn the volume up or down, or of course you can rock it left and right to skip forward and back a track. Now this also has Bluetooth 5.1, which means you can have multi-point connectivity on here and connect multiple phones at the same time. So maybe one person is choosing a song while the other one's playing a song, and you can switch really seamlessly between them. In just 20 minutes of charging, you get 2 hours of listening on here, and 4.5 hours gives you a full charge. But we also have the ability to EQ this with bass and with treble, and we can adjust the volume. And between volume, bass, treble, whichever one you're adjusting, there's also a kind of a stack of LEDs that again kind of fits the scheme really well. It looks really good, and it also is very useful as well because it'll show you like what the volume is, what the bass level's at, and so you can adjust it and not just have to listen and figure out, all right, is that the lowest setting for the EQ or is that the highest setting? You can actually see that on that LED bar. It comes with an optional strap as well. I personally have that on there. I think that's great because you can actually bring this in a lot of places. It is a durable design and it is IP67 water resistant. So having that strap on there could really make this perfect for like a canoe trip or a float down a river. If you're worried about like getting this wet, you really don't have to because like I said, the IP67 water resistance really goes a long way. Additionally, I could see a lot of people using this for tailgates, set it on your truck bed, maybe bring it anywhere else that you'd want to be outside and have loud, good fun music without having to worry about durability. And the green initiative is actually pretty impressive on this as well. 55% of the materials here are post-consumer recycled materials, so you can feel a little bit better about buying this speaker. So getting into the sound of this speaker, it definitely gets really loud. I'll show you a test in just a second, but we have to definitely mention that we do have that EQ on the top, but you also have an app for this as well. So no matter if you're connected to it or if somebody else is just plugging into the back of it, the EQ is accessible to anybody, and so that can really customize the sound to lift up the bass a little bit, to do whatever you want with the treble. It's something I've used a lot, but otherwise it's a really nice, solid sounding speaker. And like I said before, because we have those two woofers and those two tweeters, the way they set them up with this, you're actually getting a really nice 360 sound on here. So it's what they call true stereophonic, where you can listen and set the speaker really in any orientation or any place in a room. And it does sound really good. It fills the room really well, and you're able to hear it from pretty much any direction. Like I said, I can really see this being used a lot in like tailgating and things like that. So you don't have to worry about like if you set it on one side of the truck bed and everyone's over there, like it's still gonna sound really good in every direction. For my testing, I was really impressed with that. And on top of that, you're still getting that classic Marshall signature sound. You're getting really nice bass on there, great for rock, great for rap, a lot of other styles of music as well. And you're still getting a decent amount of clarity and detail on the high ends as well. So whatever kind of music you're listening to really works well. But like I said, obviously this is kind of the style resonates with rock. And I think that's really what they were going for here. And I think they did a really good job with that. So you can really tell that Marshall optimized this speaker to be as loud as possible in as compact of product as possible in the end. So you're getting really impressive volume from pretty much any angle out of the speaker. Obviously right in front of it, in my experience, was the best, but any other angle, this really what they call true stereophonic. You're getting 360-degree sound with this. So you can set it anywhere in a room and it is going to be like a really loud speaker while also getting, you know, nice detail, nice balance at any level. And I mentioned that you do have the EQ on the top, but if you get the app for this, you can also adjust it a little bit more granularly, as well as, you know, you have more controls over different frequencies, not just bass and treble. So I recommend getting the app if you have this. And of course, the app also gives you the ability to update your speaker as they come out with new software updates.
All right, so let's start off at 50% volume. Smooth bass, pretty well balanced. Now let's bring it up to 100%.
And of course, as always, the sound and the aesthetics are always really important for any Bluetooth speakers, but so are the features. Now, this has what they call stack mode to basically amplify your experience. If you have multiple Marshall Bluetooth speakers, you can connect them all together in stack mode, and it's either going to make a louder sound if you have them all together, great for a bigger party, or you can have them in like different rooms throughout your house. That's something that I would really like to do with this. Essentially to have your music continue in your kitchen, in your living room, and anywhere else. Again, a useful feature to have. It's also easy to pair with Android or iOS, doesn't matter what device you're using. And this does have over a 20-hour battery. So again, a full day, a full trip, whatever you're doing, like I always found that this can easily get you through that. And of course, like I said, you can also use the Marshall app. So you can see right here, you're able to get some customization from your phone as well. Again, both iOS and Android. All right, so there's really three main reasons I think you would want to be buying this speaker. The first one, for me, is a huge one, and I think for a lot of people out there, it's the same reason you'd buy any products from Marshall, like their earbuds, different speakers they have, and that's for that aesthetic. Like it looks really nice. I would probably venture as far as to say, of all the Bluetooth speakers out there, I personally think this one looks the best. Now, you might not agree with me, and leave a comment if you don't, but I just think it's a really nice looking speaker, that iconic Marshall design, and with that, the iconic Marshall sound as well, that like it does a good job. I really like the way this speaker looks and feels, the boxy edges on there. It's nice. On top of that, the second one is that it is a very loud speaker. So a lot of people, Bluetooth speaker is all about being louder. If you're just bringing one little device and you have that on a truck bed and you have a lot of people there, you want some volume, and this one definitely delivers with volume. The third thing is that it does have those really cool EQ features on the top. And I know some other speakers have like a dial on the back. That's maybe a common thing, but having it on the top, it looks better. And it also is I think it's pretty functional. It's a cool way to do it. The LED just feels a lot more premium in my opinion. And the fourth one, I guess I said three, but there is a fourth one here. The durability on here, you can drop it, you can get it dirty, you can get it wet, and it's still gonna last, and it's gonna work really well. So that's my take on the Marshall Middleton Bluetooth speaker. It's not their only Bluetooth speaker, but it's the one that, at least for me, is the right size. Like I like the size and the shape of that, and also the aesthetic. It looks like a tiny version of a Marshall speaker or a Marshall amplifier. So if you guys are interested in this product, of course I have a link in the description below. Leave a comment and let me know what you think about the Marshall Middleton. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking and subscribing. I'm Mike O'Brien. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.